guys, welcome back to our weekly video. My name is Molly and I am the intern this summer. It's been super fun to make these videos, a little weird only looking at the camera. I wish I could be with you guys, but for now this is what we have and it's still super fun. And so I'm just gonna jump right to it today. I have a little story from last week. So some of y'all who were on the Zoom last Wednesday kind of know the story, but I'll just start from the beginning. So I had Zoom at 6:30 and I didn't want to be late to the Zoom because I wanted to see y'all, obviously, and my phone died. So my phone has never, it'll die, but like when you charge it, it always turns back on normally. And so when I went to charge it, it just never turned back on. For a little bit, it kind of came back on, and then I tried to restart it, and then I charged it again, and it just never came back on. So for those of you who are on the Zoom knew that I had to stop at a Starbucks because I ran out of time because I was trying to figure all this stuff out, and I was never on my phone during the Zoom. So I didn't know that it wasn't going to work afterwards. So most of you know I'm not from Dallas. I've never driven in Dallas until last summer. So as you can imagine, it's quite a shock coming here and learning all the roads and figuring out what traffic means. Honestly, I didn't even really know what that meant until I moved here. And so all of that to say, my phone was still dead. And I'm the kind of person who, when I'm in the car by myself, I just love calling people, you know? Why not call someone and talk to them and catch up while you're in the car? Or call your mom. I love calling my mom. But I started driving. I was like, I can make my way back, no problem. Didn't really know the area I was in anyways because I just stopped at this Starbucks that I found. And so I start driving, my phone's dead. I'm like, it'll turn back on, it's charging. And an hour later, I'm still driving around without a map and I have no idea where I'm at. It was kind of scary, not scary, but just funny and why is this happening to me right now? But I started realizing how much I relied on my phone map. It's crazy. I'm one of those people where I know directions, north, south, east, west. You can tell me what direction and I can kind of know where to go from that. But I really had no idea where I was. And that was the first time in my life that I think I was I can't call anyone. I don't really know what to do. I mean, I could stop on the side of the road and call one of my friends, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, I was wow, this is the first time this has happened to me. I'm lost and I can't call anyone. And I think that honestly, the Lord was just hey Molly, instead of worrying about what you're doing and where you're going, why don't you just talk to me for a little bit? So my story of being lost without a map or my phone and not being able to talk to anyone kind of makes me think of the story when Jesus walks on water. So in chapter 14 in Matthew, Jesus is actually out on the water while the disciples are in a boat, and the disciples are a little worried and fearful, but Jesus comes over to them in verse 27 and says, "But Jesus immediately said to them, 'Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid.' 'Lord, if it is you,' Peter replied, 'tell me to come to you on the water.' 'Come,' he said. Then Peter got out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink, cried out, 'Lord, save me.' Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. 'You of little faith,' he said, 'why did you doubt?'" And so I think that this story applies to all of us right now. We're just kind of in this weird season, in this weird storm. We can't see the next few months out. Normally we're able to plan for the future. I know I'm a planner. I like to know what's going on. But during all of this, we can't really see that. And so when Peter walks out towards Jesus, he gets distracted by all the things that are going on around him and begins to sink. And so that's what can happen to us when we get distracted by all the things going around us. And instead of just having faith in that God has a plan for us and that He is our protector, He is our peace, we get distracted and sink in our own ways. And so that's kind of what was happening to me. I was getting distracted by what am I going to do? How am I going to get there? And I started to get a little anxious and worried. And instead, the Lord just softly whispered to me, Mollie, just be with me, be in my presence, and talk to me. And so I encourage you guys to open scripture today, talk to the Lord. He wants to hear from you. And instead of getting distracted by all the things going around, just tune in to His peace and into His presence. And I promise it is so rewarding just to sit and talk to Him for a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story about getting lost today. I've told so many stories lately, but I want you guys to stay tuned with the videos we have going on, and I hope you're enjoying them. I will see y'all next week.